Hey guys, back at it. This is day 296 and 297 in my 1 year daily diary challenge. This challenge was prompted after I completed a 100-day challenge, and those first 100 days were intuitively prompted after a meditation session. I was doing a meditation and kept getting these very clear auditory signs and signals that I needed to do 100 days of audio diary to a large platform. And it kept coming to me and I kept resisting. And on the third time, I was like, okay, I think this is the sign. So I moved through and started to do this. It was just a really challenging thing for me. And I didn't even like to listen to my own voice, my own postings, nothing. Now I enjoy very much to listen to them. And I even laugh at myself. It is such a different experience from last year to this year. And it's just brought so much healing and awareness that I just love it so much. So if you want more information about those first 100 days, please pop back and listen. And again, these are unedited, uncut. So they're completely raw and organic from what I record, all the mistakes and all of that. So let's get into these days. So we have Thursday and Friday. This is vacation week. So the kids are out of school and we are just, relaxing and taking it easy. So Thursday is, just a chill day. We really have nothing on the books because we already did the chiropractor. We already went to my grandma's house. We already did so many things that we had planned. But I forgot to mention that yesterday I got a message of somebody who wanted to utilize my espresso machine as a rental for an event that they had. And so I was like, oh yeah, absolutely, I can do that. So I started quickly working on a rental agreement. I was like, they want to pick it up Thursday evening for a Friday event. That would be perfect. I just, when I get home, turn it on, let it heat up, and then test it out. So that's what I did. Made the rental agreement, got home, turned it on, let it heat up. And then in the morning, so Thursday, this morning, took my time, did my stretching, my workout, didn't get showered or anything, just popped downstairs to get my coffee or water or both. Because sometimes I'll do water first and sometimes I'll do coffee first. Started to run the machine and I could tell the water was coming out, but it was coming out very slowly. And I know the signs and symptoms of when my flow restrictor gets clogged. And this is a consistent problem that keeps happening, that just it keeps getting clogged and it's just very frustrating. So a friend of mine came the last time and showed me how to fix it. And I was like, cool, I'm going to get the tools and I'm going to fix it next time. So then I was like, oh, it's early in the morning. The flow restrictor is going to be clogged. I don't want to send the machine out with it not working properly. And I decided to put on some clothes and go to Lowe's and get the tools I needed to take apart the machine and fix it really quick and then put it back together so that the person could rent it. Perfect. Sounds like a great plan, right? So I went upstairs and I didn't take a shower or anything. And I just because I lost so much weight, I haven't really tried on all of my clothes and made sure that they fit or not. So I was like, ooh, I've lost a lot of weight. Let me pick these overalls that used to fit really great and they're super cute. So I grabbed the overalls, put them on. I was like, oh yes, they fit. They're super cute. I love the vibe. And I went to Lowe's and got the tools. Now, to say that it was easy, no. I ended up going to Lowe's 3 different times to get different size tools because I didn't have the right ones or I didn't have enough or, then in the middle of those 3 times I decided I need laundry detergent. So let me pick that up as well. So Lowe's 3 times, drive back and forward, take apart the machine, finally get all the pieces apart, finally get the piece cleaning. I was like, yes. I reached out to the people just saying, hey, my machine is, it needs to be cleaned and fixed. I will let you know if anything changes, just to make sure they were aware of that. And then I got it cleaned, got it all situated, put the things back the way that they were put. I took them out, and then I came to a problem. There's two little copper pipes that connect to this, grouping of parts, and they have little, they're not little, but nuts that screw on to connect these pipes together in the mechanism. And so I just could not get them threaded. I couldn't get them. It was like an hour of me trying. So I sat down and took a minute, went back, started to do it again, could not do it. And then I called a tech person who I had come out before, and I said, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm kind of stuck. Is this a normal problem to have? What do you recommend? What is the best way to go about this? They said, I have faith in you. You can do this. It's really easy. It's just about angles. Get it at the right angle and you can, whatever. So I was like, I'll try it one more time. That one more time ended up being the most frustrating, devastating moments, because I started to thread it and it started to thread sideways, and then it got stuck. And then I was trying to unthread it, and it was all coming apart, and it was just everything was not going right. And so I ended up muscling through it and getting the pieces apart, because I was just really, really frustrated, or really, devastated that was going on sideways and possibly ruining the piece itself. So now it's it's going to be more expensive to fix it, because I don't know, I might have ruined the piece. So I just left it alone. I was like, okay, there's no more that I can do. This is frustrating me. This is almost going to break my machine, and it's devastating. I have put a lot of effort into it. And so let me reach out to the people and say, hey, my machine is not able to be used, and I apologize. I'm so sorry. I hope you can find something else. And they were, very understanding, not upset at all. They're having machine problems as well. So I told them I wouldn't want to send my machine out with it not working properly for an event. So the technician friend, he was going to come on Friday, but then Friday didn't work because, I have a 3:30 appointment with a friend of mine for breath work, and he's going to come on Monday. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to touch the machine or look at the machine or do anything with the machine until Monday when he comes, because there's no point. So the frustration with the machine, I was just that consumed really my whole day. Running back and forth from Lowe's, trying to get the parts, trying to take it apart, trying to clean it, all this stuff. And so then I decided to go to Wegmans to grab some snacks, to get some things we needed, because, the kids will be here with me for a couple of days until they go with their dad for the weekend again. And I was just okay, let me change my, mode. And going to the grocery helped. I was just wandering around getting snacks and things, and the kids didn't want to go with me. So I, let them hang out at the house and chill. And I have been packing and sorting and moving and stuff. So I have just been going through everything. So came home from Wegmans with snacks, and they were excited. And, it was later on in the afternoon day. So I went outside on my porch or, patio to enjoy the atmosphere, the outside, and just relax and take some nature and stand in the ground and do some grounding. And I did actually take out some trash while it's okay, I'm going outside anyway, I might as well take the trash. But yeah, it was just a long, frustrating day. I am working and moving through this because this machine has had this problem of the flow restrictor clogging all the time. And I am not sure what that means in the greater scheme of things, universe. creator, what exactly are you trying to speak to me by having the machine do this? Like, I don't know. That's not clear to me. So I'm not going to be frustrated and angry about it because there's nothing I can do. But I can be a detective and figure out why. So I'm just needing to be open and move with the flow of things and really just be available to the opportunities that are going to come from this happening. So I moved through the rest of the day. My daughter and I picked some new anime and some new K-dramas that we want to watch together. We were all hanging out, dinner, different things. And I decided to take pictures of my dining room set. So the dining room table, the carpet, the chairs, and, repost them and list them for sale. I also have some other things that I posted and listed for sale. And some of the things that are smaller, I've shifted. I've shifted them to Florida to list them in Florida for sale because I'm going down there. So I can bring a backpack, I can bring a dress, I can bring different things so I actually did that and sold some things. So I'll be bringing a few things down with me to sell. And then 2 people are coming this weekend to purchase the chairs, the dining room chairs, and something else. And then also my grandma's patio sets were sold. So that was great. So a lot of things are moving and selling. People are inquiring about different things. And I decided to sell my bed. So I was on the fence about whether I should bring it, leave it, sell it, whatever. So I took pictures and posted it for sale. And this weekend I'll kind of get to cleaning the cover that comes on it and getting it ready for that, new home. Just because I'm wanting to, in my new space, in my new house, or even in the space that I'm going to be in, get a tatami bed set. So with more Japanese style on the bamboo mats, more of a futon mattress. And as far as dining room, it's going to be more of that floor style, cushions on the floor, a low table. And the kids are very excited about that too. So it's it's so funny. My son eats with his hands all the time, and he likes to sit on the stairs and he likes to sit on the floor. And so to force people to okay, you sit in the chair up here at the table, or you use a fork or use a spoon. Why can't we just naturally follow our inclinations, intuitions about doing things? So I've also been seeing a lot of things about eating with your hands. Of course, you're going to wash your hands before you eat, but that your microbiome of your skin, of your hands, and picking up food and eating with your hands is actually super beneficial to digesting the food. So there's more in-depth stuff about it, but it's now I'm more aware of these things. And I'm actually wanting to continue to be mobile and healthy. And that for me means I'm going to get these floor tables and chairs and floor beds so that I'm continuously getting up and down and using my body and not losing that mobility. So getting rid of the bed set and the table and chairs and all of the extra furniture that I don't need is really, it's just amazing. Getting rid of shit that you don't need, because the more shit you have, the more baggage you're carrying, and you're oh, I gotta keep this because this person gave it to me. Who the hell cares? If that person really loved you and they gave you something, it shouldn't matter what you do with it. If you enjoyed it for 6 months and then you get rid of it, that's 6 months of enjoyment that they gave you. So I am less attached to things. Anyway, so we did that, and it was just again, it was a super busy day, but not. And that was Thursday. And so Friday, I did some laundry. So the laundry was ready to get sorted. In the morning, did my workout routine like normal, let the kids sleep in, let them chill out. Told them when they did get up, your dad's going to be ready at 2:00 to get you. And I'm going to take you over there, and, you'll be there the whole weekend. So make sure you get your stuff together. They get their stuff together. They rise a little bit. My daughter and I watch some of our show while we're waiting. Then I was like going through the bathroom cabinet before we started watching our show. As they were kind of chilling and sleeping after my workout, I took a shower, got myself ready. But as I was like in the bathroom, I started to like remove things from the cabinet. So like my bathroom, the kids' bathroom, removing trash, removing things we don't need anymore, packing a whole bin full of like bathroom knickknacks and things. And also going through my closet, kind of like getting bulky jackets and stuff packed into a suitcase. So it's like all the stuff, just getting things out and ready to go. Taking things from underneath the bed and just like clearing that space so that, like I said, this weekend I can get the bed prepped for sale. And then I just, I went downstairs with my daughter. We started watching a show. She had something to eat. I made a big salad for the kids to eat, for myself to eat. They were ready to go. When their dad said, he was on his way, then we got ourselves ready in the car to his house. I dropped them off. Usually he'll pick them up and I won't see him and say anything. But today I was like, we've been talking about the move a lot, so I stayed and talked to him for about 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes, just about like, the move, the dates, the logistics. Now that we're moving, he won't have his like Wednesday visitations, and the weekend structure will look a little different. So he'll have them they'll hop on a plane Friday night after school, and he'll have to send them back Sunday night. And so because of that, he'll lose a little bit of time with them. But I said that in July, we can structure it so that he has them a little extra time so that it makes up for those times that he's going to miss. Because he's going to be not able to move or something until October when his lease is going till. And so I'm like, obviously we're adults, we're working this out, we're, able to communicate and shift and do things. I'm not wanting to take away any time he has, but because of us moving first so that the kids can start school, the schedule will shift a little bit. So it's like, we just had, a good talk about talking it out and making sure we were on the same page as far as like all that stuff. But, he likes to talk about everything, so I allow him to do that. I don't need to talk about my life and what's going on in my life. I do, he kept bringing up concerns about like, you're living with your parents, you're living with, all the family, it's going to be stressful. And I said, hey, look, I am using the house as a landing space, and it's an address, and it's able to get, the kids registered for school, and for me to be able to I have a space to move to. I said, I don't have to stress out about an apartment or somewhere to rent or a house to buy and get it done quickly. I can take my time. And I said, worst thing could happen is for everybody to get frustrated with each other and it doesn't work. And I said, if that happens, I can move very easily. And I told him, I said, I've been on my own for the last 3 years. I can handle it. I know I can. And it's not a big deal for it to not work out. And so I just reassured him that I'm not going to force myself to live in that situation if it's unhealthy or it feels, stressful. And so he was like, I think he was reassured. It doesn't really matter because I expressed myself the best I could. But I think like that was his biggest hang up is how is this going to work? Because he remembers being in the house with the family and how stressful it was. But that's his remembrance. And also it was his energy. So this could be completely different. It could be amazing. It could be beautiful. It could be, just like I know it's exactly what needs to happen, and I can't see that far in the future, so I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that all the things have pointed to moving to Florida. All the things have pointed to this being the right way to do it. If the universe, if the creator, if like my guides want to guide me to a different direction, I am open to that. But this is the way that I'm moving forward right now. So I think like that talk was really helpful for him. It was really helpful for me. And I said goodbye to the kids and went to my breath work. So my friend who I met through Restore Hyper Wellness, she does a lot of breath work, and she like does a lot of retreats, and she does just a lot of other modalities, sound bowls, different things. So I went to her house. It's absolutely gorgeous, tucked back into this like established neighborhood, and she backs up to the woods, and so it was just like beautiful. It was like it was like my dream home kind of thing. Like crystals everywhere, just beautiful eclectic furniture, and she had a whole like studio space that like windows to the wooded area, and it was just like so beautiful. And we had an amazing 2 hours of talking, and an amazing hour, like an hour of talking and an hour of the breath work and sound therapy. So after that, I sat down and we like talked about how I felt and talked about what she felt, and really just wrapped it up, and it was beautiful. And so then I headed home. And as I was headed home, it was just like everything just felt at ease and felt at peace and just felt amazing. And so I got home and I started to just like clean up a little bit of things that I needed to. So like dishes and vacuuming some stuff. But then I just parked it on the sofa and I reached out. Well, so over the last couple of days, I've reached out to my my new Florida guy. And like I said, I have to find a beautiful nickname for him because he is absolutely wonderful. Like such a sweetheart, such a so like not just the sweetheart vibe. It's like I feel the masculinity, I feel the love, I feel the compassion. He works at a nonprofit for like Make-A-Wish kids, and he's very compassionate and giving, and it's just beautiful the way that he moves through life. And he's been through so much pain and trauma over his life. And like so the funny thing about us meeting is we met on the dating app on Hinge, and he said like he had just downloaded it. He just downloaded it. He started his profile, and like he's like, I immediately connected with you. And then I was like, well, I've been on it for like, months at this point, since like since December. And because I took a couple months off after I broke up with my ex-love. And I was like, I've been on this thing for months, and I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I've done so much transition, and I was like about to delete it before we connected. And so we connected, and then I connected with some other people. These other people I connected with, kind of like some of them faded, some of them like, just irked me in a little like way. And so I was just like feeling through all of these connections and really being honest with myself. And so I sent messages to certain people like, hey, I've really enjoyed connecting with you, but I don't feel, this is the right thing to continue. And so I've kind of like disconnected myself from all of the connections that I had outside of him. And I've been also able to connect with an ex-person that I had in my life, and we've been able to actually like work through some stuff. So it's a little bit of closure and resolution, whether it was for me or for him, it doesn't matter, but I was being open to that. And so there's a lot of stuff that's kind of happened in this space. And then last weekend, I had a beautiful weekend and met somebody who I went, to coffee and, hang out with. And they kind of gave me an insight to another spiritual person. And I think my friend who did the breath work with me mentioned this too. She's like, there are going to be these spiritual players, and they talk the right game, they say the right things, they look the right way, they seem like, oh my gosh, this is such an amazing spiritual person, like they're doing and saying and like being the right things, but all they really want is your energy, and all they really want is like something from you versus connecting and collaborating and being in a relationship. And so I was like, oh, she brought that to my awareness, and I wasn't even thinking that. But then I've encountered a few of those where it's like they say and do all the right things. They look the right way. They have the right language, but they really don't want to respect your boundaries. They just want something from you. And so as I've been moving through all of these different connections, and as I've been holding true to myself, my authentic boundaries and things that I hold to right now, I've just been releasing. Release. Then I decided I'm going to delete my Hinge profile and delete the app, take it off my phone, and it's not benefiting me at all right now, because what I need to just continue my growth and be in my space, and that is a distraction. And so I've really been removing a lot of distractions, and I just felt really good about it. So this new Florida guy, the way that we've connected, and we've like had 3-hour phone conversations, 3-hour FaceTime sessions, like we're very versatile in what we talk about, and like the books and hobbies and past life experiences and what we are thinking about now. And of course, we've talked about us and our histories and like our preferences and a lot of stuff. So I am very cautiously moving step by step in this relationship to see where it leads and how it leads, and be honest with myself and authentic with myself, not self-sabotaging and not removing a connection just because. So it's just been really awesome to connect with this new guy. And it was funny because my daughter's been inquiring about it, and she's just been really sneaky, and she asked me, she's like, who's this guy's name? And I was like, well, I don't really talk about who I'm talking to or seeing, because, to me, I don't want to be like, oh, mom had like so many boyfriends. She was always going out with different people. And like, I don't know if that's really like what I want to project and like what I want her to pick up, but it is what it is, and whatever's supposed to happen is happening. So she asked me about his name, and I was like giving her clues, and I said, well, I'm not going to tell you. I said, but it's one of the chipmunks. And so she's like, what are the chipmunks? And then so it took her all day to figure it out, and then she finally figured it out. So it was really cute. But I love my children so much. They are my treasure. They are my joy. They're the thing that I guard the most. And I've been trying to release a lot of labels personally. And this is one thing where I'm like, I don't want to keep connecting them to people that are going to disappoint them. But is it really my place to try to control that? Or is it my place to make sure and vet the person first, and then allow that connection to happen, whether they stay or not? Who really has control over the disappointment? Not me, but my children. Each of us has the control of our feelings, and if we are disappointed or not, or how we move through things. So who am I to say that this connection isn't supposed to benefit all of us versus just me? So, I mean, I do always, like, I'm not going to introduce my kids to every single person that I have a single date with. But if, like, let's say, I connect with him, we go on multiple dates, we like get really serious, things are like moving and progressing very well. 1 month, 2 months goes by, I might be like, okay, I think this is a time to meet the kids to kind of like integrate into the family. And whether it lasts a long time or doesn't, it doesn't matter because I am like moving through what needs to happen. So we'll see. So new Florida guy needs a nickname and we'll figure that out. But he is really the only person I'm talking to at the moment. And I have been releasing my anxious attachment style or part of me that needs to have contact and communication all the time. So I'm not looking at my phone. I'm like trying to put it down, actually, like play music, have podcasts, do different things, and like put it down. And like I said, I don't have my watch anymore, so I'm not getting notifications unless my phone is in front of me. Just moving through like that. And it was a beautiful 2 days. So a lot happened in those 2 days. A lot of stuff happened. And a lot of good happened. So it was just, a beautiful 2 days, Thursday, Friday. And Friday, I was just in such a beautiful state after that breath work and sound therapy. I've been watching A Millionaire Show. And so I did stay up really, really late watching The Millionaire Show. But this weekend, I have zero plans to do anything. And I will probably not leave the house unless I need to, because I will just be in my pajamas. I will be hanging out. I will be relaxing. I will be doing nothing and enjoying it fully. And that is really that just makes me happy right there. So I love you guys so much. I thank you for being here, for supporting me with just listening in. If you'd like to subscribe, like, share, comment, anything, I would love to hear it or see it. As always, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This one has gone really, really over time, so I appreciate you guys so much, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Peace.